Om
ॐ
Partaya
प्रतिबोधितां भगवतां नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथिता पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्ततामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी
Swamiji, the question I have. The question I have is, see, when we do a puja or read some slokas, I read Devi Mahatmya every day, for example. Do I have to know the full meaning, or what I generally do is I keep the image of the corresponding deity in my mind. I try to bring it again and again. If it goes away, I will bring it back and then read the sloka. I may not understand the meaning of every sloka, every word that I say. Is it Shraddha or I don't have Shraddha?
No. See, this whole thing is, we have discussed it before also, the Kayena Vacha Manasa. The idea is, the puja or the chanting and all that is a worship. A worship can be for what do you call, to a Ishta Devata, and for a particular Kamya Karma that I want to fulfill certain what do you call, I have wishes. So I do the puja, and when you do the puja, you have like with all the samagri and all that, by putting yourself as an yajamana, and you do it like with the priest, and you do it with the chanting the slokas and all that. And of course, mind is definitely involved in that. And there are some places where the Yajamana is just there, he gives the dakshina, the priest does that, he does everything, and you just sit by. So, various, and for a purpose of a particular sankalpa or this, that, and all that. Now, there is a puja which is meant for not for a particular sankalpa, just as a in place of a dhyanam. In the sense, you do chanting in place of a dhyanam. It is instead of kayena puja, manasa, instead of just meditation, you do chanting. That is also a kind of meditation, just doing a japa. It is a japa. And there, your sankalpa is not for any particular achieving something or something. It is just to have a chitta egagrata. Just you want to have a meditative mind. So you don't want to think of anything else in that time. That is Saguna Brahma Manasa Vyaparam. Swamiji used to say that Dhyanam is referred to as Saguna Brahma Manasa Vyaparam. In the sense, you bring in Sagunana, the particular Devi, whatever. You, as you rightly said, the image and all that, whatever alankaram at that point in time, adala manasla vechinde Saguna Brahma, and you are propitiating as a devata, and not as a Ishvara, as a particular devata. Saguna, what you call, superimposing the on the devata, the Ishvara, or what you call, overarching Prapancha, Brahman or Ishwaram, what a complete Ishvara, you superimpose on that particular devata or devi and do the chanting. The chanting is basically a particular japa and all that, so that mind remains focused on the, as you said, that you are able to bring the mind on the devi or the Vasya Murti, and you, so that you remain there, you don't get distracted, and you do the chanting. Okay. This sort of a thing, it is only an upasana. It is not a it is not a puja or something, where puja means where if it is just to have the efficacy, your whatever samagri you are supposed to use, you are supposed to use properly, and whatever chanting if you do, if you understand the meaning of it, it is better. If you don't understand, to that extent it is less phala. Phalam will be less. அவ்வளவுதான். புரிஞ்சதுன்னா better, because you will be able to bring that bhavana. When you understand the meaning of the word, the bhavana will come along with the meaning. So naturally your concentration or your your focus of the mind, the saguna brahma manasa vyapara will be more efficacious. So it's all the different grades, but it doesn't mean when you don't know the meaning and you just chant and keeping the as you said the Ishta Devata in your mind, that is definitely brings you that that period of time when you do the chanting, your mind is focused on the Devi, you are not getting distracted. So that is also a dhyanam, it is murti dhyanam. It's not chanting, it's not the words, you are murti, you are able to bring the murti in and do the dhyanam. So everything is efficacious, but if you understand the meaning, it is better, it's more focused, it will be, you will be able to, but actually I tell you, even if you understand the meaning, for example Vishnu Sahasranama, you understand the meaning when you go through the book, but when you do the chanting, you will not be able to bring the meaning to every word, because the chanting speed itself will prohibit bringing the meaning into that word.
Yes.
So it is not possible, but overall you know what is it like, what are the different type of namas. One is alankara, one is saguna, one is nirguna. Only 3 types of chants are available in any namavali. There will be nirguna upasana, there will be saguna upasana, and there will be alankara. Particular devata will have some alankara and all these 3. And you know, some of them, you know, alankara and all easily, as you say it, you will be able to remember. Like Shankha Chakra Kadapane and all, as you say, you will be able to remember. It's not a difficulty. But when it comes to nirguna, also you can easily remember. Saguna means you must know the detail. A particular devata in a particular context, you would have given that particular name. That you must know the story, Sthala Puranam and all that. So that is more difficult. That is not easy to, unless you know all the salas. Vishnu Sahasranama, so many things are there, so many Devi, so many places, 108 திவ்ய தேசத்துல 100 பேர் இருக்கும். அதுக்கெல்லாம் ஸ்தல புராணம்லாம் ஞாபகம் இருக்க சான்ஸ் இல்லை. ஈவன் பார்த்திருந்தா கூட ஐ வில் நாட் ரிமெம்பர். Whereas நிர்குணம் you know, because வேதாந்தா நிர்குணத்துல ஒன்றும் பெருசா இது கிடையாது, சேஞ்சலெஸ், அதனால ஈஸியா ரிமெம்பர் பண்ணலாம். So and out of 1000 namas we are able to remember as you chant the meaning of 200 namas, 300 namas. Swamiji used to say 100 namas உனக்கு நானா தெரிஞ்சாலுமே போறோம். In the sense, then it is efficacious like that. So the meaning is, if you know fully well, it's good. If you don't know to that extent, you know overall what is the tatparyam. Like as I said, you must know the namas are of 3 types: saguna, nirguna, and alankara. So the only you must be able to see, as you say, you must be able to distinguish which is alankara, which is saguna, which is nirguna. And nirguna, whatever we are talking about in Gita, is nirguna mostly. And saguna is very few. Like saguna also, if you are particular deity, particular temple, the deity the murti or the devi you are bringing in, then that particular sthalathuku undana naamalam ungalku theriyum. Edukku andha per koduthuka oravukku theriyum. So these things you are able to bring it in your mind, it is good enough. Otherwise, this whatever chanting you are doing, keeping the murti in view, is saguna brahma manasa vyapara. It is purely helping you to focus the mind instead of getting distracted elsewhere. You are able to bring the focus on the Ishta Devata. So to that extent your mind is chitta ekagrata is there. To that extent it is antakarana shuddhi is there. That is definitely efficacious, no doubt about it. So that is how you have to overall understanding of dhyanam. Dhyanamla the various dhyanams are there. Some people meditate only on a particular chant. Some people meditate on yoga and all that, yoga charya and all. They completely, you have to drive away all the thoughts and all that. Silence. That is more difficult. Most difficult is silence, because anyway mind is naturally given to thinking. So it will keep bringing thoughts. You have to say no, no, no. Keep on rejecting and again bringing it back to zero, like silence and all. It's more difficult. Whereas chanting and on a deity, focusing on a japa, Rama japa or something, it is more easier. So you must start with what is easy, where you can practice, and slowly move to kayena vacha manasa, like progress, and you are so that you are chanting. And that nirguna brahma, once you understand what Gita talks about overall, that you are able to bring, that is a separate category. It is called nididhyasana, which you have discussed before. That is to consolidate your understanding. What you have already understood by way of Shravanam and Mananam, you are concentrating on Dhyanam. That is a different kind of contemplation. That is called contemplation. It is not Dhyanam even. It's called contemplation. This is Dhyasanam. Meditation is slightly different from contemplation. In contemplation, you know the meaning. Totally, you know the meaning of what you are bringing to mind in that particular time. You are contemplating on what you know. Whereas meditation, not necessary, is nothing, no knowledge is involved. Just a question of chitta ekagrata and chitta suddhi. Keeping the other thoughts away, that is chitta suddhi. Chitta ekagrata, we are able to focus on something. In murti or a japa, we are able to focus. It brings focus. So that will help you in, when you study also, you will be able to focus. Even the school children, meditation and all, they help because it will help them to, when they are studying, they will be able to focus on it. They do meditation. And meditation as an upaya is helpful that way. That is how it is. This is the overall picture of meditation and contemplation.
Yeah. A bird's eye view of Arjuna's questions.
Yeah.
From what Sankara says in his introduction to the beginning of the 18th chapter, we understand that Lord Krishna seems to have decided to sum up the whole Gita Shastra and the meaning of the Vedas in this chapter. At this point, Arjuna asks a question. He wants to know the difference between sannyasa and tyaga. His asking tells us that he does not see the difference between the two. Look at Arjuna's questions. Originally in the 3rd chapter, he wanted to know which of the two, sannyasa and karma, is better. If you consider knowledge is better than action, Krishna, why do you enjoin me to this terrible action, Kesava? By these contradictory statements, you seem to confuse my mind. Tell me for certain the one thing by which I will gain liberation. Gita 3.1.2.
Yeah, these things we have seen it before. Like, yeah, he was saying, Mohasi Ivame. You are saying, no, Mohasi. It looks like you are confusing me. He doesn't say you are confusing me, but your words are confusing to me, he said. So that it gives the benefit of doubt to Krishna, so that he can go and explain what it means. Yeah.
In the 4th chapter, his question was entirely different. At the beginning of the 4th chapter, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that the knowledge he has revealed is not anything new. He says that he had himself told it long ago to Vivaswan. Gita 4.1.
Yeah, there again, that thing is basically what Lord Krishna wanted to tell is that it is not something newly discovered. This reality and understanding of your reality, what is the truth of life, it is there, already there. I have been telling, praptasya prapti. What is already there is only you come to know, that's all. So that is why he says it is anadi. That's why he wants to tell from Vivaswan onwards, from Lord, from there to Vivaswan, where is from Surya Kulam, Chandra Kulam, complete because it is already there. It is only the Guru, Shishya, Rishi, Raja, continuously it has been coming. That is what he wanted to tell. But in the process, he said, I only gave to. Then he immediately picked up. Then you are not, he wanted to hear from him that he is avatara for the general. In the sense, people, he wanted Krishna's own words to tell that he is an avatara. Even though learned people at that point in time also knew, but not, he wanted to hear from his own mouth that I am the avatara. That is why he says, Ajopi Sanna, Vyayatma Sanna, those things he says later. In the 4th chapter, same chapter. Yeah.
This is confusing to Arjuna, and he wants to know how he should understand that Krishna had told Vivaswan at the beginning, since Krishna's birth was after that of Vivaswan. Gita 4.4. Then Krishna explained that he was not born in the ordinary sense. He created his body for himself out of his own Maya, Sambhavami, Atma Maya.
Which we have many times discussed this.
Although, like Arjuna, he has had many births, he knows them all very well, while Arjuna does not.
Yes, there again, see, what is important is that it is not because he is Bhagavan, he knows. Not like that. He says it is knowable to everyone. If you chooses to know, you can also know. He says that. If you know, you can also say I am Avatara. Because you don't identify yourself with your body and mind. Right now, if we don't identify with our body and mind, body and mind belongs to the prapancha, total, Ishvara. Your body, mind and the senses belong to the total, is a subset of the total body, mind, senses. That we can all understand. The whole thing, the bone structure of you is matching the bone structure of what you call frog. That is why frog analyze பண்ணிட்டு நமக்கு medicine கொடுக்குறா. So that means what? So prapanchathla panchabhuta, all your structure, cells, cellular, unicellular structure are all same. Only that here and there little changes, you become a human, become an animal and all that. So that way, your body, mind, senses, and that is a total, is a subset of the total. In that case, then what are you? And that is why he says that is the being, that is you, that is me. I understand, you don't understand. So that's why you think that I am coming from various births and all that. It is not so. You are also coming from various births. Your birth also is anadi. Arjuna no tarya birth. Before coming to this understanding, he would also taken many births. So he is also an avatara. For all you know, he might have been in the Surya Vamshatri. He might not know, that's all. But he knows. Bhagavan says, I know. In the sense, it's only I would say it is a upachara statement. There is no great meaning in that. If you understand the whole thing, he says, I understand my reality. You don't understand the reality. That is why the teaching goes on. That is what he wanted to convey by the whole avatara purpose of this whole fourth chapter. Avatara is, if you really understand, you will understand the reality of life. That is why that is how he explains also. That is how he wants people to understand. He wants Arjuna to understand. That is what he mentions in that. Yeah.
After that, he talked further about jnana and praised both jnana and sannyasa. Then in the last verse, he exhorted Arjuna to get up and take to a life of karma yoga, yogam atishta.
Yogam atishta. Uttishta. Uttishta means get up and do. Guru. Like Guru means command.
Arjuna had a problem with this and said to Krishna at the beginning of the 5th chapter, you are praising both renunciation of action and karma yoga. Please tell me definitely which is better.
That is what, that is why very famous the 5th chapter, you have to remember this very, very clearly. I have mentioned before. Nyayasya nitya sannyasi yona dveshtina kankshati nirdvandvo hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate. Then sannyasastu mahabaho dukkham aptum ayogata yoga yuktaha munir brahma nachirenadi gashchati. It is, I think, 5, 6 and 5, 8 or something. Yeah, these two are very important in the sense, you just like that, you cannot choose to take sannyasa. He says, sannyasa which he is talking about is understanding. Nyayasya nitya sannyasi. This is by understanding that your reality is Purnam Brahma, then you are already sannyasi. Till then, you have to be doing karma. Because your identification with the body mind continues, and you have not understood that your reality is what he has told in the previous chapter, that your identity is as good as my identity, that Purnam Brahma, which I know you don't know. Till the time you understand, you have to be doing. So you cannot have a choice whether I do this or not. There is no choice. If you have to, once you are a karma yogi and you are able to follow all the thing and you are able to get your mind, the infrastructure properly, then you understand what is the reality and all that. Once the reality understood, thereafter karma does not have a this thing. Thereafter you can kinchit karomi. This is where you can do or whether you don't do, still you are not a karta. Even if you do, you don't. There we have seen karmani akarmaya paschet akarmani cha karmaya sayavicha buddhiman manusheshu yogascha Krishna karma krita. Even whether you do, whether you don't do, you are a Krishna karma. You have done whatever you need to be done because your understanding is very clear. So there is no choice between sannyasa and karma yoga. Is till the time you understand by jnanam that you are a nitya sannyasi, you have to be doing karma. And thereafter, even if you do karma, you are still not doing karma because you are not a karta. So the question, the lack of understanding only. That question continues because of the lack of understanding. That's what he is telling. So it is not a question of this or that. You have to understand. Yeah.
Then in the last verse, he exhorted Arjuna to take Arjuna had a problem with this and said to Krishna at the beginning of the chapter, you are praising both renunciation of action and karma yoga. Please tell me definitely which is better. Arjuna does
That's
not
what
want
I've explained.
because, yeah.
This is where his confusion is, that we have to understand. Yeah.
Arjuna does not want both because they are two opposite things. Karma is to be followed, anustuya,
Anushtheya.
Anusteya. You have to do. Karma is to be followed with Anushtanam. You have to do Anushtanam. Once you take to karma, you have to do it. Yeah.
Jnana is something that has to be gained by pramana. Since
By
they are
understanding.
two different pursuits altogether, how can sannyasa and karma
Yoga, not
be
karma,
identical? Yoga be identical. If they are not identical, why are you praising one and asking me to do the other? Then Lord Krishna again talked about sannyasa and karma yoga, saying that what is gained by sannyasi is gained by karma yogi, yet sankhya hi prapyate sthanam.
Yogaihi api gamyate. See, there's a difference here. What he means is, Sankhyahi prapyate, meaning it is there straight away, it is in him, it is understanding. Whereas Yogaihi gamyate, meaning reaching. Listen, by yoga you get an infrastructure and then you study, understand, and then you reach that sthanam of understanding. So reaching means there is an effort involved in terms of Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam and all that. Till the time Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam is going on, you have to do karma. That's what he is telling. That is why, yes, Sankhyahi prapyate sthanam, yet tat yogaihi api gamyate. Gamyate meaning there is a time cap involved, an effort involved. That is why there is a difference. Karma yoga is only doing the karma as yoga. Whereas jnana means you have to understand. For that you have to be qualified. By karma yoga you get the qualification, then you study, then you reflect on clear all your doubts, then you do the nididhyasanam, then you get it. Thereafter karma, whether you do or not, it is immaterial. That's what he is trying to say. Right from beginning he has been trying to tell that. Yeah.
Therefore, both of them are one and the same. Ekam sankyam cha yogam cha. But still, sannyasa is difficult to accomplish for the one who has no yoga. Sannyasastu, sorry,
Mahabaho dukkam aptum ayogata. That is, this case, this means, dukkam means, it's not dukkam. It's not dukkam. Dukkam means durlabate, difficult. Jnanam is difficult to get if you are not yogi. Ayogata. Ayogata meaning you don't have that internal infrastructure, that mind which is ready to study and understand. Any time of the day you must be able to open the book and understand and study and understand. That sort of a mental balance, irrespective of wherever you are, whatever you are doing, you must be able to do it. Whenever you go to a class, you must be able to give full attention. Whenever you want to, suddenly you have some doubt, you must be able to go to the book and understand. So, or you go to the teacher and understand. So, that sort of an infrastructure, once you have only, if you don't have it, dukkam aptum ayogata, it's not easy. If you don't have that infrastructure in you, you are not ready with the qualifications, it is not going to be, it's not, even though the subject matter is simple, the reality is very simple. For you to understand that, you have to be a yogi. That's why he is stressing on that. Sannyasastu mahabaho dukkam aptum ayogata. If you don't have the yoga bhavana, it's difficult to understand. That's what he said. Yeah.
While if you have karma yoga, it is easy. Yoga yukto munit brahma na chire nadi gacchati.
Chire nadi means without shikram. Shikram chotno, yeah. You will get it fast if you are qualified. If you have the yoga buddhi.
Then Krishna again talks about sannyasa and defining real sannyasa as not mere renunciation of karma, but renunciation of all actions through knowledge. Jnanena sarva karma sannyasa.
Yeah, that's what I was telling. Esya nitya sannyasi. That is earlier he has told. By understanding, you are Purnam Brahma here and now. That is the sannyasa which is being talked about. Not the robe and all are only a lifestyle. That is not being talked about. Sannyasa is understanding. Yeah.
Arjuna was silent, but Krishna, knowing that he did not understand, did not leave the topic, pointing out that the one who does karmas that one has to do under the given circumstances without depending upon the results of those actions is truly a sannyasi. He is a yogi too.
Yeah, that karmanyeva adhikaraha te mapaleshu kadachana. Without giving too much importance to the results, the person who is doing his duty, whatever he needs to do, that is the yoga. Once that person is a yoga, he can easily become sannyasi. No doubt. Yeah.
The one who merely gives up the realistic karma, ritualistic karma, or the secular activities without the proper attitude, he is not really a sannyasi. Anasritaha karma palam karyam karma karoti yaha. Sa sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnihi na cha akriyaha.
Yeah, there is sixth chapter beginning. He is explaining what is where he is talking about that what do you call? He's getting into dhyanam. Getting into dhyanam, and he talks about what do you call karma. What is karma anusthana and all is explained. That is why he is quoting the sixth chapter. Yeah.
Let me read.
Huh?
Let me read. Footnote.
Yeah. Read.
Gita 6.1. After this, he talks about meditation, saying that one should not think of anything else except Atma, Atma samstam, manaha, kritvana kinchit appichintayet.
Yeah, there is a famous quotation. Atma samstam mana kritva na kinchitapi chintayet. That 6.25. This is very much like this Nididhyasana. In the sense, Atma samstam mana kritva meaning you must be able to have at least some understanding of what we are talking about. Atma na enna. Then Atma samstam mana kritva na kinchitapi chintayet. That can be a focus for your meditation, that I am the awareness being, or I am desakala vastu aparichinnam, or I am satyam jnanam anantam, whatever, anything which has really catches your mind in terms of what is your reality, what is Atma, what is Nirgunam. It doesn't have any gunam, it has no attachment to the body, mind, senses. It is not even ahankara, it is just what lights up Chaitanya, what lights up the whole, my own mind, my own eyes and ears, like what we do in the Gayatri, like everything. What brightens up the Surya, brightens up my mind also. Even the Gayatri chanting can be Atma samstam manakritva na kinchidavi chintayet. If you have that understanding, then that is what is being talked about in Dhyanam in this history chapter. Yeah.
After this, he talks about meditation, saying that one should not think of anything else except Atma, Atma samstam mana kritva na kinchit apichintayet, and likens the mind in meditation to an unflickering lamp in a windless place. Yatha deepo nivatasto nengate swapama smrita. Gita 6.19. Arjuna complains that his mind is nothing but agitation. Shanjalam hi manaha, Krishna. He says, and considers it to be as difficult to control as the wind. Tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva suduskaram.
Actually, vayoriva, it should be the mistake. Vayoriva
suduskaram. Lord Krishna validates his problems, saying that there is no doubt that the agitated mind is difficult to manage. Asamshayam mahabaho mano durnigraham chalam. And then
actually, if you go to the commentary there, he doesn't even say that there is no doubt that the agitated mind is difficult to manage. Actually, he says sanchalam hi manaha. Manaha meaning it is always moving. It is supposed to keep moving. So you cannot complain. It is its nature. What is its nature? It will keep doing. So sanchalam ki manaha. So you cannot complain that mano keeps moving and all that. It has to move, and that is what it is doing. So what you can do, you don't have to control the mind. You must know that it is moving, and you must be able to see it. That is why the Atma samstam manakritva. If you are as Atma being, you must be able to see the moving mind, and you must be able to keep a space between them. Then that dhyanam is possible. Otherwise, you will be going along with the mind. If you think mind is you, but you are not the mind. Swamiji always used to say, no, B is A, but A is not B. So mind is you, yours, but you are not the mind. You are seeing the mind. See the mind. If it keeps on going, also what difference it makes? That's why we said no. prajahati yata kama, second chapter. Last Siddha Prajna, he told clearly, prajahati yata kama sarvan partha manogatan. Manogatan. Manogatan, nalla point irukku, adu maatu point irukku movie maadi. Just keep looking at it. If you are able to do that, Atmani, then prajahati yata kama sarvan partha manogatan, Atmani atmana tushtaha sthita prajna ustu uchyate. So that Atma, you must be able to have that, what you call, a preliminary understanding and as advanced understanding of the reality of Atma, you, I. It's not, mind is there, mind is an instrument, intellect is an instrument, ego is an instrument that helps me to go here and there and take up things and all that. And body also is only an instrument, even senses. That sort of you must be able to see them as other than the Atma. In the sense to begin with. Later we understand the Atma alone powers all of them. That is a final, that is Sarvatma Bhava. Initially the Vivekam is important. That Atma is not the mind. Mind is Atma. Like that if you have, then this question will not arise. Then the manasu pointe irukku na enna pandrathu appdi. So you want to ask that question. He is asking that question. That is why Bhagavan says Manaha will be like that only. You have to manage it. Yeah.
And then assures him that it can be handled by practice and by dispassion.
Abhyasena.
Abhyasa means repetition.
Practice. Abhyasa.
Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate.
Both are required. Abhyasa and Vairagya. Vairagya meaning that the space, that what we are talking about. Viveka based Vairagya.
Dispassion.
That, okay, it's not me. Okay, it's all fancies may have. Jahati yatra kaman. Lot of fancies mind I may have. But I will follow only what I am supposed to do. Anushtanam. What I am supposed to follow, my duty only I will follow. The rest of the things they will come and go as a passing show. Like a movie. Anything and everything that comes in the mind, you cannot keep on doing things. Then you will you will get buffeted. That's what he says. Both Abhyasa and Vairagya are needed. Yeah.
Gita,
Dispassion.
6.35. Dispassion is nothing but objectivity, appreciating what is what. It is cognitive. And practice Abhyasa is nothing but a discipline in the light of an awareness about the mind and its ways of thinking. Swamiji, it is something like this, Swamiji. We have one of our partners doing some presentations in Trichy for the last 3-4 days. Now, for those presentations in Trichy, me and my team are the ones logging our heads to put the presentation, everything in practice and giving him the slides. He goes and does the slides and then takes full credit as if he only prepared everything and did all the training and everything and he goes away. Something like that. And I read this, I'm able to get that on my mind. But it is enough to just, do our effort, give our best, and then not expect any result and just keep quiet, take the thing as a palam that we get and then go ahead with what we are doing.
No, the thing is that it is not that, there is as I have always told before also, palam, the palam that is being referred to here is the adrishta palam. Adrishta palam meaning it is all the punya or whatever that is not available to you right away. That is only you cannot expect that. But prayojanam, what you do has got a prayojanam. You have done something and that is useful for him to do the presentation. And what he is saying that he is taking the credit. But since you have done what is prayojanam, the credit will come to you. You don't know really, don't go judge by what he is getting it today. You may get the thing today, but since you have done your duty, you will get your palam. Bhagavan knows. Don't worry about all those things. You do whatever you got. And you may get a promotion also. Later, when you go and present also, you will have the team of people. They will be doing it to you and you will be taking the credit. But that is a paddhat. That is a paddhat of corporate hierarchy. So when you become a boss, you will do the same thing. At that time, your people may be telling you, okay, you may say, no, I won't do like that. I will empathize. I will give them credit and all that. I can also do that. I used to think that way also. I always give credit to my team. I tell them credit is all yours, debit is mine. Any problem, I will take care. Don't worry. So also it's a style of functioning. Whether a person delegates and function, whether a person controls and function, it all depends. Everything has its own place. Some people may be successful by controlling. Some people may be successful by delegating. So that is all again it all works. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So nobody really calls the shots, I tell you. You think that he is taking the credit, he is benefiting today. That is what you see, what you can see. But we are not talking. Phalam means it is always adhishtam. You don't really worry about it, it's not in your domain. You just do what you need to do. Prayojanam, you concentrate. Whatever I am doing, whether it is prayojanam, it is useful for the job which I do or not. Then when it comes to appraisal and all that, since you have done a good job, all your things that your boss and your people, other people who are assessing, will assess. Maybe you will get your promotion and all that. So I don't think we should do it. That's why I'm saying you should not plan too far ahead. And all the time you should not be worried about whether I'm getting the credit, because that will pull you down. You will not be able to focus on your job. So that is why karmanyeva adhikaraha. They focus on what is in your control. Controllables. Only you should not be worried about what he does and what he gets credit. Even it doesn't work that way. Even practically it's not working. So let us not do that. That's what I'm trying to say. You should leave it at that. Yeah.
Swamiji, what I think, if you don't expect anything and do what we are expected to do, then if you get something, it will be tenfold. The benefit will be
definitely. If you don't expect it, you get. That's why I always used to tell, honestly, wherever I have worked, Hindustan Lever or Asian Paints or Colgate Palmolive, and wherever, some people used to say, no, you didn't get enough credits. And I said, if I don't get enough credits, then I have contributed. I have been a contributor because I got less and I gave more. That means I have been a contributor. So that way I am benefited. I am a contributor to the society. Society includes companies also. Doesn't matter. That I have been a contributor, it gives me that punya. That is why perhaps it has got me here. So that is the way. There is always a way to look at the whole thing. But you should not, in the sense, even suppose, even if he does something wrong or he is not giving you enough credit, that is his problem. Because of his problem, why you should feel hurt? That is a very not pragmatic at all. He is doing a mistake and you are worrying about it. You are hurt. You should get hurt only with you if you have done a mistake. If somebody else does a mistake or the company does a mistake, it is not your problem. It is their problem. So you should worry about what you can do, what is automatically, what is due to you is nobody can take it away. At the end of the day, since you may not go very high or very low, it all depends. I tell you, so many things, we don't call all the shots. And so many things happen. I tell you, people are lucky, like lottery. Sometimes without doing anything also, people get promotion and all that. It's all there in the game. Do not worry about all that. Just keep, because our worrying or our judging others, it doesn't help us in any way. We should focus on what we need to do, keep doing, and definitely you will go some places because of your capability, your concentration on the work and all that. Over a period of time, things, whatever is due to you, to come. So that is how, honestly, I feel that is how I used to look at it. Never in my career I have ever bothered about comparing with others. Oh, he got the promotion, I didn't get the promotion, how is my boss? And all that really never mattered to me, honestly. Actually, you may not become the managing director of the company, but still you will have a good sleep, having done the day work properly. That is what is important.
Expression is nothing but objectivity, appreciating what is what. It is cognitive, and practicing abhyasa is nothing but a discipline in the light of an awareness about the mind as its ways of thinking. Then Arjuna had another problem. Suppose a person endowed with trust in Ishvara starts this pursuit but makes inadequate effort, and his mind wanders away from this yoga, not gaining success in yoga. What would be his lot?
Yeah, that he said, no, that yoga brashta. Yoga brashta meaning, suppose I take to yoga, I sincerely follow all this, I study and I do all my karma as yoga and all that. What if I don't understand in this life? I don't completely understand that Aham Brahmasmi. If I don't understand, what happens? Bhagavan's guarantee is saying that having started the journey, you will complete it. It is only a continuous continuum. It is not that your life, once this life is over, it's all over. No. Because you have the Shraddha and the Shastra, you are continuing, your life continues, you will complete the understanding, if not this birth, next birth. So that is a guarantee he gives so that you don't feel disheartened. You keep continuing to do the yoga and trying to understand the knowledge properly, that you continue. Don't have to waver away from that. That is again a Shraddha. You must have the Shraddha because here Bhagavan is the Acharya. In this Acharya's words, you must have Shraddha. Yoga Brashtanu onnu kadayadu appdinu solitaru. So we should, all of us should have that Shraddha that once having started the journey, we will complete it, not today, tomorrow. So there is no need to worry. புரியாம போயிடுச்சுனா என்ன பண்றது? You don't have to worry about all that. Yeah.
Could he not die away without accomplishing anything? He had denied himself a lot of small worldly pleasures, thinking he was going to get some Paramananda. But suppose he did not gain it, then being denied of both becomes Ubhaya Viprasta and then died.
Ubhaya Viprasta meaning எதுவும் இல்ல அதுவும் இல்ல ஆயிடுது அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம் இல்லையா, அது மாதிரி இல்ல. So it is. Yeah.
And then died away. What would happen? Would he not be like one of those cloudlets that moves away from the larger cloud mass and perishes?
Gita
Gita
6.38.
6.38. The large cloud mass is moving slowly and this cloudlet separates from the mass in order to arrive at the destination quickly. But it dissipates and fizzles out. Is it not the same with with this person? He is neither here nor there. So what will happen to him? Lord Krishna answers him with a wonderful assurance. Once you have started on this track, there is no way of going back. Anyone who makes an effort for moksha does not go to a bad end. Nahi kalyanakrit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati.
Nahi kalyanakrit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati. So it's very obvious. Kalyanakrit meaning having done the right effort. That is what kalyanakrit meaning, having done the right effort. Kaschit durgatim tata gacchati. Tata means very affectionately addressing Arjuna, saying that durgatim na gacchati. You will never have durgati. You will always progress. He assures him very clearly.
If at all there is any lapse, it will only be to enjoy for a length of time some pleasant experiences created by one's punya. Then one will pick up the thread, born in a place where there is wealth and culture, or in the family of well-informed karma yogis. Prapya punya kritan lokan uchitva shashvatihi samaha shuchinam shrimatam gehe yoga praftopi jayate.
Yoga brashtopi jayate.
Yoga brashtopi jayate. Gita 6.41.
Atava, yes, clearly. Suchinam Srimatam Gehe. Meaning either you will be upon a cultured rich family, or even if you are a poor family, there will be a Punya Kritan. There will be a Punya Kritan Lokan Ushitva. They will be having a lot of cultured family, even though they may not have money. Either way, you will Yoga Prishtan on Kadayade. You will be born in the right place and the right time, and they will be able to progress in this.
Atava yoginam eva kule bhavati dhimatam.
Yeah.
Swamiji, this one thing I'll tell you the truth, Swamiji. See, working in this corporate now for the last 5 years, since 2019 until 2025 today, there have been lot of opportunities, lot of many things where, we could have ourselves, like I've had good trained bosses who have told me to do things instead of, our partners. We have 1 or 2 partners in our firm who actually take credit for many things that they actually don't do. I'm not judging them. I'm not coming to the conclusion. As you said, you faced a lot of situations. I faced a lot of situations. This last paragraph, what we read, right? That is what is always in my mind. See, whatever I do, whatever effort I give, whatever palav I get, whether I am rich, whether I am poor, whether I am getting knowledge, whether I am being recognized, I am not being recognized. End of the day, when I go to sleep, I feel comfortable that I did something fruitful today and I go to sleep. That's what we should do.
Definitely. What am I supposed to do, I have done. That is the best way to progress. That is precisely Karma Yoga. That is why Karma Yoga Swamiji always used to say, not only, even though it was written for rituals-based Karma Yoga, it is very much applicable to Laukika also. That is what is appropriate to the given situation. That is what is called Karma Yoga. Whether in any place and any occasion at all. As long as you keep doing that, your progress will be there, your mind will be in a greater frame of mind, then you will be even able to do well in your job, at the same time in the family, in the society, and also it will help you give a infrastructure where you understand all these things properly. So all those are really important. Yeah.
There, one's mind will get connected to what one had gathered in one's previous body. Tatra paurva dehikam buddhi samyogam labate.
Yeah, that what he means is that you will get connected to your earlier, your purva dehikam, whatever your good karma and whatever good discipline you had in your life, that will continue. The discipline will help you. You will get a better start next time. You don't have to do vairagya and abhyasa. You will already have. When you are born or when you grow up also, you will already have. So you will have a better platforms where you can quickly grow into the next stage of understanding. That's what he says. Yeah.
Something happened which triggers one to get connected to whatever was achieved in the previous body. One picks up the whole thing with the sense that it is exactly what one is meant for. One loves what one does and thus pursues further and gains jnana. One will pick up the thread and continue one's journey, and therefore nothing is lost. Most of Arjuna's questions are simple and contextual, only 3 or 4 are real. When he asked what the characteristics of a wise man are, Stita Prajnasya
Prajnasya ka bhasha.
Ka bhasha.
Second chapter. Yeah.
That's a real question. Similarly, Arjuna asks this question at the beginning of the 3rd chapter. If you think knowledge is better than karma, why do you impel me to engage in this terrible action? What is the footnote there? I am not getting the link.
3.1, that is 3.1 and 5.1. Basically, karma yoga. The sense that is that question only triggers the karma. No, it's not. You have to understand karma and you have to understand karma yoga. It is not simple karma. It's not. Bhagavan is not asking him to do just karma in place of jnana. He wants him to do karma with an attitude of karma yoga, so that he becomes eligible for karma jnana. So it's a stepping stone for jnana. So it's not just karma. That is what he explains in the entire 3rd chapter, 4th chapter. So that is why it's a very good question. That it's not just knowledge is better than karma. No, it's not like that. Karma yoga is as good as knowledge. Karma is just karma. That's all. It doesn't give you. Karma is just experience. We have all the experiences. Whether you like it or not, karma every minute you are doing. But you don't learn. What you learn is only, when you learn only it becomes karma yoga. If you don't learn, and mechanically you keep doing things, there is only karma. That is work. That's why I always say, work is will be done. Whether you like it or not, work will be done in your life. That is Ishvara Srishti. But when you do it with deliberation, then only you become eligible for punya or papa, or even understanding. Karma yoga is important. So that is only given for only human being. Otherwise, prapancha will continue. Even without you, it will continue. Because it is totally, because it is, we have, at the end of it all, the prapancha is running on its own steam. Like, because it has got the intelligence in the Shakti and connectivity to propel the whole creation. It comes on happening. Whether you do it or not, it keeps happening. Because that is the intelligence in the what do you call, the Satyam Jnanam Anantam, the Brahma Swarupam has got the intelligence to run it on its own steam. So work is not whether you karta meaning what? You are taking responsibility. When you take responsibility, when you become part of the overall being which is propelling, then you must understand the power and Shakti and the intelligence of that being. If you have that understanding, then you will be working along Ishvara Srishti. Otherwise, you will be working at cross purposes. So that is why Jiva Srishti is Avidya Purvakam. Ishvara Srishti is Maya Purvakam, which does not have any ignorance. It is in complete control. There is a difference between Maya and Avidya. So that is, we are, the sense we have to look at karma as yoga. Once you start doing karma as yoga, then you get aligned to Ishvara. Then you become part of the chain, you contributor, you become a contributor. So that is how you have to look at it. Then you become part of the, that is why life is called yajna. You become part of the yajna, that Brahmarpanam, Brahma Havihi, all that. No, that is how, listen, if you are able to elevate yourself, your karma to karma yoga, then you made it. This is only one more step to understand what it is all about. That is why you have to concentrate. We have to start, like Bhagavan has told Arjuna, all of us, we have to start looking at karma as yoga. For that, you have got a preliminary understanding what we are talking about. Why we have to convert karma into yoga? Because we want jnanam. Why we want jnanam? Because we want happiness. Why we want happiness? Because that is our nature. It is not because I want happiness. Everyone wants happiness. Even a dog wants happiness. So there is no choice. You can, no, I don't mind being a dukhi. Nobody says. Everyone wants to be happy. So there is no choice. When there is no choice, better do it the right way, rather than looking for shortcuts. So that is how we have to. Once you have the preliminary understanding, taking to karma as yoga it is natural progression. Once you understand, but this thorough understanding should be there. that my happiness is my understanding of like my reality. That is what in the second chapter 211 to 230 is already told. That you must have the Shraddha in that. That is where the Gita starts. The Upadesham itself starts there. Where he gives a reality picture which you have not had all these years. Even Arjuna didn't have all these years. So that is where we have to begin. Once we have that, what Swami used to call apatata jnanam, a preliminary understanding. We must have that. That for us, all of us have it. Because we keep on telling every day, Asaditya Brahma, Brahma Vaham Asmi Brahma Eva Satyam. Every day, 3 times we are saying. You have to explore that. And if there is some, even 10% of that is true in your life, then you will progress from karma to karma yoga.
Swamiji, I have a doubt here. See, you say a responsibility, we have to do our responsibility. So, sometimes when we do our responsibility, we have some karma to do daily. Sometimes you are not able to do, but you want to cling to it and see that only you do it. Only if I do it, it will be perfect. So, nobody else can do it, only I will do it.
That's all the individual, the way in which it's all not like that. It's all, since it has to be done, it has to be done properly, and whomsoever does it, the I and all that is again the problem of lack of this, that understanding that I is only in the sense you are doing part of it, that body, mind, senses is only an instrument, and it is the instrument in the hands of everybody, and it's all you are no different from the other person.
But
So
if
because
I
of
think
your
it is my
associating
responsibility.
yourself totally with your body, no, that's what I'm telling. Totally associating yourself with your body, mind, senses is the problem.
Okay.
It has to be done. It has to be done by anyone who is eligible, who is able of doing it. I'm not able to do, someone else doesn't matter. Don't have that identification, total identification with your body, mind, senses. Only I should do it. That I am responsible, and all the responsibility meaning even that responsibility is not a good word, I should say. You have to do what is appropriate to the given section to that extent you understand. So the responsibility is in the overall scheme of things.
So a bhavam
Your
should be like
Ishvara's
that.
responsibility. It's all Bhagavan. So that is where you have to play your role only. That is why the Nimitta Matram Bhava Sarvyasachi is very important. Don't have to arrogate on yourself that I only have to do. That I on the body, mind, senses is not a correct way to go about. Body, mind, senses are only instruments. You are not. You are different from the body, mind, senses. That initial understanding should be there. That only, I'm telling you honestly, I tell you. Because once you have that, when you go into the world, whatever possible with your body, mind, senses, and depending on the situation, you will keep doing. You will not arrogate upon yourself that I am doing and all that. So you know very well that I am only the awareness being. Everything else, as I have told beginning also, body, mind, senses is a subset of the whole. It's all work will be done using these body, mind, senses as a subset of the whole prapancha activity, the whole life cycle. This body, mind, senses as part of the total body, mind, senses is only playing its role. So that much of distance you must have between you and your body, mind, senses. Whatever your problems are, only with your body, mind, senses. And you cannot say, I am having a problem. Body, mind, senses are your instruments. And to that extent you can operate, you do it. That's it. And the Vivekam is important. The Vivekam, the discrimination between I and your body, mind, senses, and all your emotions and sense of responsibility and all that. So we take too much upon ourselves. Don't have to. Very important. Yeah.
There one's mind.
Yeah, actually, Swamiji, in this aspect, this why this question also came up in my mind is because, see, there has been some beautiful conferences where the corporate assigned you the responsibility to do it, and we take up the complete lead on that, and then we did all the presentation. Everything is done. They also said you are going to present. You prepare yourself. Everything you prepare yourself. On the day of presentation, someone plucks that away from you and says, I will present it. Goes and makes a terrific presentation of the data, but doing it without understanding, but complete takes credit for that. Something like that is a question which is happening for me right now. That is why I raised, that type of.
Yeah, these things happen. I agree. It can happen, and it can be. These are all.
But this thing is really astounding for me that every time such situations when I completely get bogged down, this class that I attend along with you and this reading we do really motivates me back, bringing me back to the situation that I have to realize. So
True, that is true, and also it will help you. Like you don't have to get, but also you will know that you will make whether you like it or not. You will make some judgment and all that. And when you get a right opportunity, you will move on. If you feel that you are not you are in a toxic situation, you will move when the opportunity comes. For that, this judgment also will help. But what is important is you don't get bogged down. You don't get bogged down because of others' mistakes. Why for others' mistakes you should suffer? That you must keep in mind always. I will not allow anyone to hurt me. That is Taraka mantra you must have. For others' mistakes, you will not get hurt. You will take responsibility. What she was saying, you can get hurt if you have not done something proper. It was in your hands, you didn't do it. Then you may feel guilty. And hurt is generally what is in others' domain, and for which you are suffering. That is where you have to be alert. I won't allow others to hurt me. That much of it you must have that sankalpa. Then what you will do? You will keep doing whatever is, but you will not hurt others because you are sensitive to that. That when somebody hurts you, you don't like it, so you won't hurt others.
Yes.
And at the same time, you will not be derelicting in your duty. You will do what you keep doing. If you keep doing it that way, opportunities will come. Definitely, your eyes and ears will be open. You will be in a better frame of mind. You will be, when a chance comes, you may move away to the right environment and all that. That will happen. But you will not sit and sulk. If you sit and sulk, what happens is your efficiency comes down. So that we should not allow. That is why a certain gap is important between you and the instruments of action, body, mind, senses. Whatever you call life, your what you call growth and your position in the society, company and all that, it is all ephemeral. It's all changing. It's all transitory. You don't really have to attach great value for that. You, the being, that is where the distance between you and the role is very important. The space between you and the role, whether it is in the family or in the office or in the society, the distance between you and the role, that is where your understanding of this reality, your shraddha and having this understanding of this reality is very important. For me, it helped. Honestly, from the age of 19, 20, it has helped me that my reality has nothing to do with what is happening in my life, whether it is emotional or a job or personal and all that. I just keep doing whatever I need to do. I was in a very raw, fresh environment where I have nothing much to control. So just keep doing whatever I need to do, but never got worried about my own. I never felt small because of that reason. Because your reality is very clear to you. So that is where this helps. This understanding of your reality helps, and it helps you to create that space. And that space helps you to do whatever is appropriate, to do karma as yoga. That is precisely what Bhagavan is telling you. Don't worry about you have to understand karma, and you must understand karma and do karma as yoga. Not karma will be done. Karma is called action. Work will be done. Whereas you are not you are the actor. That I am the doer. That is where the problem is. Once you take that responsibility that I am the doer, then you will put too much of pressure on you. Don't do that. Your instrument, you have got a limitation. Certain limitation is there in circumstances. Do your best and convert it into yoga. Not keep it as just karma. Convert action into yoga and keep proceeding. Very important. That is what it helps. Definitely. That is why many people say relative life also your Bhagavad Gita helps, because they are able to. Karma yoga is dealt with very pragmatically only in Gita. No Upanishad talks about karma yoga. The Upanishad talks about the truth. If you understand it through the Acharya's teaching, it's fine. If you don't understand, the Upanishad does not have any commitment to convert you into a jnani and all that. They just tell the truth. That's all, and go away. Whereas karma, Bhagavan, Gita has got into every day-to-day life how to convert karma into yoga. That is why the fourth chapter, fifth chapter, third chapter is very important. Once you are very clear about that, you will not have Arjuna's questions, and Arjuna's question much bigger question. Finally, he also agreed. He just went by what Krishna said because he understood thoroughly, and we also have to understand that there is no choice but to understand life, because we have to deal with our life. No, we have to understand it. Yeah.
You praise
So I
both
think we'll stop
renunciation
here.
of, yeah, we'll just finish the paragraph. You
The
praise,
paragraph,
you praise both renunciation of action and yoga, Krishna. Please tell me which one of the two is better. Now, after all these chapters, he asked the same question in different words.
We'll see that.
I think, poor Krishna, poor Krishna.
Hey, it is all a very, very eye-opener life. Bhagavan chose the right occasion, and he was when Arjuna was lamenting. Finally, before starting the Upadesha, he started with a smile because he was very happy that Arjuna at the right time in life, very dramatic. Mar is in front of him, and he is asking questions. Our problems are all very small compared to Arjuna. So, what is applicable to Arjuna is more than applicable to all of us. That is what he wants to confirm. That is why that occasion, that context is very important. Yeah.
But today's class is a big mind blow for me, Swamiji, because of all that happened in the last 3 weeks. For me, big mind blow. I mean, I'm completely relieved that, it is how to...
Yeah, definitely. It has been my experience also throughout my life. It has been, this only has held me together all the time. When people say, how are you able to keep smiling and doing things, it's usually purely Pujya Swamiji's blessings, nothing else. Oh.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.